Hi, welcome to Full Moon Sisterhood. We are live in Feminine Leadership Collective. Yay! Um, um, I want to start by sending you all a full moon blessing. My best wishes that this full moon propels you forward towards your highest growth. I am so excited to be live. I'm so excited to be here. And if you are here seeing me live, please come on, say hello, and drop an emoji, say hello, so that I can feel you, your presence here, and your presence really help cultivate um, this circle. We get to co-create this circle together. And today's circle, this virtual circle, is all about. Um, today's circle is all about understanding what energy is alive with today's full moon, and how you can harness it at a personal level. And if you stay live towards the end of this video, I will also serve you by giving you an opportunity to ask question, so that you can receive an intuitive hello from me. And these intuitive hellos are powerful in bringing awareness to aspect of your life that the spirit really wants you to know. So if you are here, say hello, so I can be with you and I can feel you, and we get to co-create the circle together. And I see Mabel Lee. Hi, happy to be here. I'm so happy that you are here and you decided to join me live. This is one of the first circle in this group, and I do circles offline on Zoom every full moon and new moon at 6 p.m. But I am planning on doing these virtual circles as well, just a very mini quickie version of just sharing with you what is alive on this full moon. And before we get right into it, I just want to invite you to take a breath. Take a few deep breaths with me. I see Jaslyn. Hi. Glad that you're here, sister. Glad that you could pop on and I could see you in this way. So let's just take a moment to collect your energies wherever they are. And we go through our day to day, and in that process, us being aware of us going through our life day to day, there's a lot of scatteredness that takes place energetically. So, my invitation to you is to come to your breath. So, let's just take a moment to take a big breath in, and you're welcome to place your hands on your heart and your belly if that feels aligned to you. Let's take that big breath in the body. Inhale. Let's take one more deep breath right here. Call all your energy back wherever it might have been left behind. Inhale. And taking this one more deep breath to really come home to your body, coming home to your heart, coming home to your belly, coming home to you. Inhale. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job. And from here, let's take a moment to be with your breath. Breathing in slowly, fully, and letting that belly be nourished with that life force of yours. Your life force, hold all your aliveness, all your light, all your essence, so allowing the body to receive the breath as fully as you can. And from here, take a moment to listen in deeply, intently. On this full moon, what is your intention? And even before you get into intention, how are you really feeling in this moment? What is alive for you? And where would you like to move? And when you have your intention set, go ahead, take a big breath in, inhale, letting it go to the universe, marking your presence here, marking your intention on this beautiful, auspicious full moon day. You are alive. You are here. You are home in your body. Beautiful, beautiful sisters. And I invite you to write in the comment, what is your intention on this full moon? What are you calling in? How are you feeling? Let's just begin there. So let's take that next kind of 15 seconds to just type up, where are you? And as you are typing up, I just want to normalize that wherever you are, however you're feeling, is perfect, is divine, and there is no right or wrong way to be on full moons and new moons. There's a lot of energy that moves in the collective on these 2 days, and we are all humans, and we all hold a very different level of sensitivity. And some of us are very sensitive to full moon energy, and some of us may have a hard time sleeping at night when there's so much energy activated. And some of us may not feel anything. Some of us may feel something, but it kind of feels like just in general stress. So wherever you are, I just want to begin by acknowledging you and validating that your experience is exactly what is meant to be, what is meant to show up at this point in time. I see Melanie. Hi, sister. My intention is to know myself at a deeper level. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is such a powerful intention because when we know ourselves at that deeper level, there's so much clarity that comes forward. There's so much of that alignment with our actions, with our how we show up, how we perceive, how we act, how we decide, how we choose really shows up. Jocelyn mentioned feeling messy, expansive, playfully chaotic. Yes, yes, yes. I feel you, and I'm so happy that. Not that it changes a whole lot, but I love the reference of playfulness. Sometimes I get this like very ADHD energy. It's like, Shakti, do 50 things at one time, and that can be very chaotic. But I'm so happy to see you're finding play in this. And I see that you wrote, my intention is to embrace my natural magnetism. Yay! Yes, yeah, beautiful, powerful, powerful intention. Just bowing to your intentions today, and um, and just offering that prayer to the universe that wherever we are as growth oriented sisters, mindful sisters, sisters who are aware in this lifetime, sisters who really want to propel forward in their growth, may your intention become the collective intention, and may we all propel forward together, holding hands with each other. And that is really, I am being called to serve in this community in Feminine Leadership Collective, where we can all hold hands and keep going, keep marching forward, keep marching forward. Mabel Lee, oh, Rachel, hi. My intention is to continue to prioritize my self care. I see you, sister, in doing that. Um, you know, you have beautiful angel support, and I love that they come forward every time you set these powerful intentions. Mabel Lee says, feeling gratitude and peace with intention to share love and peace with everyone around me and beyond. Yes. Yes. And our world can use so much peace. Our world can use so much peace. And as these feminine leaders that we are, we may not be sitting in these round table conversations to end the world war, right? But you know what we can do? We can find that peace within us. We can really shine our light in the world, standing grounded, anchored on that peace within us. And just one person holding that peace starts to create that ripple effect. So, Mabel, I am acknowledging, appreciating, and just loving your intention today. Rachel says, thank you, Shakti. Hi, sister. So glad that you're here. All right, let's talk about the full moon. What is up? So, the story of full moon really started with 1111 portal. It was really big. And if you are a light worker, if you are a sensitive soul, you probably felt it. I felt it in a very big way. And so we had 11 portal, we had new moon right after that, and then we are stepping into full moon, and then we're going into the next new moon, full moon, and then winter solstice. And it's been an intense cycle, to be honest. And I am being guided to share that the intensity is not letting down anytime soon. But what's opening up is our capacity, opening up to hold space for a lot of things that have been buried in our subconscious mind since childhood. And a lot of these things are just opening up now so we can experience them, feel them, and they, when you feel them, when you have permission to feel what is activated, it comes up for release. So there's a lot of releases happening right now. And if you are feeling that, if you are feeling stressed, by any means, if you're feeling that your experience has been intense, please know that this is how the energy is moving forward, coming up for clearing. And the times we are in right now, it doesn't take a whole lot for energy to clear. It's a lot faster than it has ever been. So what really shifted in 1111 portal is that 11 and 11, two ones represented masculine and feminine. And our relationship between the masculine and feminine started shifting in a big way. And if you think about it, the feminine and masculine is right within your body, right? It's not even a relationship that you share with your partner or someone else in the world. It's not just external, but it's a lot internal. And internally, there is this left hemisphere of the brain, right, which is the analytical mind, and then there's this right hemisphere of the brain, which is very feminine, being mind, that allows you to step deeper into your meditative space, creative space. And then both of them, as humans, we experience this duality where we're pulled into two different directions. Should I be this knowledgeable, intelligent sounding, action-oriented woman, or do I be this being, kind of step into more beingness, more creativity in any moment? And what is happening, we're starting to bring these two parts of us together, and a lot of major shifts are happening in that relationship, that internal relationship space, and it can also show up in the external relationship space. And you know that external is simply a mirror to what is held within the subconscious mind. So for me personally, the 1111 portal brought a lot of pain to the surface, and I feel really good sharing that. I feel so safe in sharing that with you all, that there was so much trauma that was being held in my body that I wasn't even aware of, started showing up and showed up like so much pain during 1111. And we stepped into new moon, and that pain was just like, whoa, you cannot not see it. And from there, we are coming into this full moon where there is more of that window opening, where we can acknowledge the pain, we can acknowledge the trauma, we can acknowledge all that disconnects us. Again, I'm talking about both sides of the brain, and I'm also talking about your external relationship. All the reasons, all the stories, all the experiences, all the situations we encountered that kept us in an isolation, right? That kept us in an isolation, not being able to verbalize, not being able to share our heart, not being able to fully open our heart to people around us. Those stories are coming up for release. And right now, where the full moon is taking us, it's taking us away from that isolation. It's showing us a window where we can step out of this isolation to connect with people around us. And these people are your relationships, your partners, your family, your community. If you have business, your clients, if you have job, people that you work with. So there's a lot of like shifting of relationships taking place right now. And I am being shown how how not only, I don't want to use the word quickly, but how efficiently and seamlessly we are moving into that space of oneness, space of unity. We are moving forward, and this is really one of the easiest way to thrive on the planet. And we have all experienced so much suffering in a way. Some of us are aware of it, some of us are not. But we're stepping into way more of that connection, so that, yes, duality of suffering comes up, but then there's also the beautiful connection and unity and oneness comes up that allows everything to melt away. So that is really what the full moon is presenting today. Let's just take a deep breath right here in that share. Inhale. That was a lot. Let's take another deep breath. Inhale. Yeah. Whew. The healing, the inner work is constant. The growth is constant. The growth is not always going to be pretty. And there's like so much happens in our life and experiences that can create a bit of that kind of body level stagnation. And my intention with our group of women is that we get to normalize growth, and we get to step away from any shame around this, and we get to just simply express ourselves. So I welcome you all to type in the chat window. How is this resonating? Are you seeing some of these relationship dynamics playing in your life right now? And as I'm inviting you, I'm also reading Christina saying, "Hi, sister. My intention is to be less resistant to technology." Yes. Actually, a lot of technology stuff came up today. So you're not the only one, Christina. I've been on like a few different calls today, And I tell you, like many women have said, oh, the technology doesn't work for me, or my computer is slow today, my Zoom is not working. And if you think about energetically, technology is masculine energy too, right? Technology represents that masculine part of us that sometimes I know I don't always feel comfortable with technology too. And you know, the weirdest thing happened. Like I planned to host an event and all of a sudden my computer is like slow or my computer wouldn't even turn on. And after the event, everything is so seamless. Wow, I'm like, what happened to technology? And this is really, again, that relationship we have, that internal relationship we have with our analytical mind, our masculine part of our brain, our body. And that is where the technology is. So if you are feeling a bit disconnected with technology, please know it is part of the setup. It is part of what we are experiencing and releasing. And you think about it, right? What technology does for us, it allows us to connect, right? And that is what I'm talking about. Technology is a way that we establish a connection with someone on the other side of the computer screen, right? And and that is what I'm really speaking to, is that what we're called to move forward, we're called to move forward into that field of unity, more field of oneness, vulnerability, where we can speak our honest truth and free ourselves from having to be perfect all the time, having to carry the weight of perfection or shame or isolation. And that is really what the full moon is calling forward for us. All right, so I would love to lead you in a very short exercise here. And yeah, I invite you to take a moment. And before we do that, I'm going to read Melanie's comment. I am coming to peace with my biological family. It's taken me 45 years to finally accept that part of myself and to understand that I'm not losing anything by doing that. And my sadness is coming from having had to wait so long to see that. Yes, sister. I just want to say, Melanie, I'm gonna swear, I'm so fucking proud of you for meeting your biological family in a way you did. I know just last week. And I know this wasn't available in last 45 years, but you taking that step forward is such an act of bravery. And I just want to say that I see you really stepping forward in your growth in a big way. And you know, it's not the loops anymore. It's like, oh, you know, you're using that window to step forward and connect with people who, and you know, I understand it may not always feel safe to do that, right? But you're doing it. And I also acknowledge and appreciate your sadness. It has taken so long. At the same time, in divine timing, sister, in divine timing. So I'm just bowing to that divine timing. Yeah. Jacqueline. Am I saying your name right? Is it Jocelyn? Jacqueline. I know I asked you this question before and I'm forgetting it. My apologies. But Jocelyn said, I do feel a call for deeper connection and leading groups. So the moving out of isolation into oneness definitely resonates. Yes. Yes. And, you know, there was this few weeks ago, I had that same intention, and I felt this like overwhelming pain in my body of this isolation. You know, like I remember I was like meditating on my soulmate clients. And these clients, I have agreements to serve in this lifetime. And you know, our mind, and there's like all the stories and all the belief system and all that fear of rejection all of that sits and makes us believe like people are not gonna like us, or not sure if I should reach out and not do it. And I remember this moment where there was this overwhelming sense of like non-safety, and also non-safety, right? The duality, right? Non-safety, and yet the pain. Like, I don't want to be separated from my people, my tribe anymore. So I am just giving such a boost and amp up to your intention for calling in deeper connection and leading groups. I know how gifted you are, and you stepping into that field of oneness is going to be a huge step forward that not only benefits you but the whole community that you're being called to serve in this lifetime. Yeah, beautiful. And Christina says, bowing to you, and it inspires others to make similar timeline leaps with their own lineage. Yep, yep. This is for Melanie. Beautiful. And to think about it, we are all leaping forward. We're all, okay, let me step back. Before we even incarnated, right, we all made agreements to grow in very one aspect of our being, right? And each one of us have attracted a lot of pain in our life, and that pain was very specific. So how I suffered or how I experienced pain is going to be different than how Christina experienced her reality, and things that she set up in this lifetime for her growth. And when we propel past that pain, right, the medicine we get to unlock is also going to be so specific. And I think we're all jumping timelines, but we're all doing it in our very unique way, which is what makes this so amazing and magical and miraculous. Like, we can all lean on each other in the medicine, in the gifts that we are opening up through this growth. So thank you so much for sharing that. And keep the shares coming. Give it a name, how you're feeling. Give it a name throughout this live. And what happens is, you just typing, you just getting to express, you just like being validated for how you feel, that sets you free, that keeps the energy moving and flowing, and the releases to take place. So that is going to be my invitation for today. And with that, let's just take another big breath. Inhale. Let's take one more deep breath. The breaths are feeling so sweet. Let's enjoy one more breath. Give our body that gift. Inhale. Beautiful. And coming back to that slow, full breath. And what you're doing with slow, full breath, you're really relaxing your nervous system, turning on that parasympathetic nervous system so that the body heals naturally. And I want to guide you to in a very short practice. And I invite you to keep your eyes closed, and using your visualization, imagine yourself in a space. It could be a house, it could be a room, it could be a corner of a room. Imagine yourself sitting right there. And notice, how does this space look? Does this space look like a house? Does it look like a cabin? Does it look like a cottage? a big community home, a small apartment, a mansion. Allow yourself to simply acknowledge. Remember, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. Simply acknowledging where you are. And you're welcome to place your hands on your heart so that you can feel your breath, you can feel your heart breathing, and you can hold yourself in this way. And I'm inviting you to take a look around in this space, in this house, in this room, in this corner, and starting to find a window. Find a window that magically appears right in front of you. And let this window take its form, take a shape, and notice if it's a rectangular window, a square, a portrait style rectangle, a landscape style rectangle. And have this window open up. Keep breathing. There's no rushing this. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. Let yourself flow with your visualization in a way that feels supportive to you, in a way that honors you. And if you have a hard time being present, it's completely okay. Come back to your breath. The breath is your tool today. And I would like you to look outside this window and notice, who do you see? Who do you see standing on the other side of the window who would like to connect with you? Is there a human? Is there an animal, a pet, a friend, a family, a partner? And I want you to just simply acknowledge that person. You don't have to do anything right in this moment. I just want you to acknowledge. And I want you to just stay with your breath right here and have this internal conversation with yourself. What is it that you're meant to share with this person? What is that one thing? Let's keep it simple. What is that one thing that they need to hear from you? It could be an old relationship. It could be a friend you haven't even thought of in like 2 decades of your life. Regardless of who it is, could you please ask your inner being, ask your breath to share with you what is that one thing that they need to hear from you. acknowledging that conversation, acknowledging that share. What is that honest, truthful share that wants to happen? And maybe this is a person who is active in your life currently. Maybe it's someone who you have spoken to but not really felt connected. Maybe it's someone who you see every day but may not have connected to this degree. The call of this full moon is to take a step into that deeper intimacy. What is that truth that can set you free tonight? What is that truthful, honest share that can really bring you to close tonight? Take a deep breath right here. Your awareness is such a gift. That is all that's needed tonight. Let's take a big inhale. And just acknowledging this person, finding one thing you're grateful for in this relationship. One thing that has ever done right in this relationship. And no matter if it's a very conflicted relationship, if it's a person close to you, finding that one thing that they have done right for you. And if you are like me, who are seeing your mother standing on the other side of the window, remembering that she gave birth to you. And filing away this conversation, coming back to it in your time, whenever it feels aligned with you, I would invite you to lean in and see who else is out there outside this window. Who else is hanging here, ready to connect with you, ready to say hi to you. And these people could be part of your community, part of your groups, part of your clients, your organizations, more people from family, inviting that soul tribe to step forward. And I just want you to acknowledge them. Again, we don't have to solve for world peace today. Not today. This is our way of contributing to world peace, is by finding peace inside of us. And I want you to just simply acknowledge these people. Knowing that they're here, wanting to connect at the higher timelines. And it's just a matter of that alignment to form so that the right connections take place and you get to create your own tribe, own field of unity and oneness. Let's take a big breath in, inhale. And let's take 2 more deep breaths right here. Inhale. Another inhale. Nourishing your body, nourishing your being, nourishing yourself. And gently, slowly opening your eyes. This is our little full moon ritual today. And at this point, you're welcome to sip some water, engage in journaling, and type in the comments. Who did you see? Who did you see on the other side of the window? Was it easy for you to settle in and breathe? Was it hard? I would love to hear. And I'll share while you're typing. I saw my mom. This is my second time doing this practice. The first time I did, I saw my husband chewing on the other side, and sharing this one conversation I need to have with him. And the second time I saw my mom, so I'll be giving her a call soon. I would love to hear, who did you see on the other side of the window? All right. And Christina says, my two dads, my daughter, my bio mom. Wow. Powerful. Powerful sisters. Yeah, it's a lot of, since I would say last summer, there's a lot of family healing taking place. And families are releasing a lot of generational trauma. So if you saw any of your family members show up, I am not surprised at all. We're taking big leaps forward in, again, coming together in that field of oneness, because a lot of this stems from our childhood experiences, our family connection, our family relationships. And I'm just happy that you saw your two dads and your bio mom and your daughter. Melanie says, I saw my father, my real one. Wow. The one that raised me. Wow. He was accepting me and loving me unconditionally the way a father does. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. That is so, so powerful. And I can see how much this sets you free. So my prayer today is that these conversations take place with the greatest amount of ease, with the greatest amount of love that is possible for each one of you. Yeah. Jocelyn said, what I saw felt like it was a symbol more than a person. Beautiful. It was a visual of goddess that felt really big with the word surrender. Wow. Exactly. And that is the beauty of engaging in these practices, because we're not learning to listen to someone else's prompts. We're learning to listen to our own hearts. And that is the power, that is the feminine power that gets activated when we trust in our symbol, when we trust in our own messages. Beautiful, beautiful, sister. And may the goddess lead the way, continue leading the way in more surrender. And I think as women, we can all use more surrender in our life. Beautiful. Well, take a moment to type in the chat window if you would like a hello, an intuitive hello on you, or kind of intuitive hello on the aspect that you're growing into. And I would love to do that. This is my way of serving the community. And as you are typing in the chat window, I don't know who is live right now. So unless you put like a comment in there, I have no way of telling who's live. But if you put a comment, I'll see it, and I'll take it as your permission for me to tune in and say, okay, this is where I see your highest growth taking place right now. And in the meantime, I just want to put an invitation out there. We do full moon and new moon circles every month, and we go way deep into our practices, and they're kind of fun. They're we like-minded sisters gather together. We're all committed to growth, and we're all sensitive souls, and we bring in all the stressors of our life, our anxiety, our depression, our pain, our suffering, and we together transmute it all into our strength, and we keep moving forward. The new moon circles are excellent for really connecting with the womb, with the body, and we do some body movement that night, and we make it fun, really connect with our spirit animals, really do that primal raw shamanic movement. And on full moon, and then after the new moon, after the movement and connecting with our wombs, we actually write down our new moon intentions. And the intentions are really powerful, and they help, be more conscious and aware of where we are going. And honestly, in the world where there are 50,000 demands on us, I find it very helpful to anchor back on what my body's called to do. Where am I called to go? And I personally bring in my business intention, my personal intention. There's no like barriers or untouched topics. I go all in, and I see all other sisters doing the same too. And on the new moon nights, we tap into our hearts, and we pull some cards, make it fun, and we engage in a guided meditation that I channel. And I never go into these circles knowing what I'm supposed to be offering, but it just intuitively comes forward. And every feeling of ours is met in a place of love. Every feeling of ours is resolved in a place of love. And on the full moon nights, we take the new moon intention and propel them forward from the place of our heart. And that is where the magnetism is sitting. That is where this is how we manifest our intentions in a aware way. So if you feel called to joining us, you're very welcome. It's a very small, intimate group right now, and I would love to see the group growing. And it's very affordable. I purposely kept it affordable and low commitment, and it is only $49 every month, and you get to be with us for 90 minutes twice every new moon and full moon, and you get the recordings as well. So that is really amazing if you would like to join. And I am looking at comments. I see two sisters coming forward. I see Jocelyn. Would you please remind me, am I saying your name right? I do not want to mess this up. And my brain can be just all over sometimes. And I feel people's energy more, and my brain easily forgets the name. Am I saying your name right? Is it Jocelyn or is it Jacqueline? I think it's Jacqueline. I think I remember. I think it's Jacqueline, but please correct me if I'm not saying your name right. All right. And while you respond, and Melanie, I see you too. All right, I'm going to tune in to you next. So Jacqueline, let's take a breath together, sister. Inhale. All right. Jacqueline, yep, I got you. All right, so where I'm seeing, Jacqueline, your highest growth right now that is taking place is more around your left side, like your left hip, your left ovary, and it can feel like, right now, it can feel, what I'm seeing is a very gray brown color energy, and it kind of feels like hitting your head like against a wall. It feels like it's like hard to move forward, and it feels that this energy is not letting you step into more of that aligned action. And the image I'm getting is like you're writing, and you write, trying to write solution, and then like the pen breaks, and like, like it just feels very frustrating. And like you wanna glide forward and then this energy is like not, it's not letting you access the opening. And what I'm feeling, the solution to this growth, and this is a very big growth, I just want to acknowledge that. um, I am kind of seeing the solution is connected to your relationship with your dad. And it feels um, like I'm looking at what is working in the situation too, right? We always hold the duality really beautifully. And as human beings, we have access to things that block us, but then things that do work for us. And when I see you, and I see a lot of your strength that wants to like come forward to take you to the next level of your forward momentum in your work, comes from your mind. You have a really like you have this like strength of being so neutral in situations, and you have the strength of taking your feelings and verbalizing it in a neutral way that gets the point across. And this is kind of where I am seeing you leading a conversation with your dad. And it is, I'm not getting what this is about, but what I am getting is like the more you start to kind of honor yourself and kind of speak your mind, the more the energy starts moving, because everything that happens in our work, anywhere, everywhere, everything is energy, right, at the end of the day. And the more you start to express yourself in this very again, you have this gift of taking something so complex and piecemealing it and going, okay, this is what I want to say in a most neutral way I can. And you have this gift. It comes across when you connect with your clients, and it looks like that is the tone, and it's like a specific way of speaking that wants to come forward with your father. And my invitation to you is, you don't have to like, I don't know if this is a specific conversation that you're aware of in your mind and experience. And I'm not saying that you have to like search with a microscope of what do I need to address from childhood, but it's just whatever shows up in that relationship, giving yourself permission to speak more openly and freely, and with that neutral certainty, I think is going to be a really game changer for you in your ability to step forward on the work end. So that is what I am getting for you, Jacqueline. Let me know how this resonates with you. And let me know if you have any follow-up question on that. And also inviting you to come back to your breath. I'm also seeing coming back to journaling. I don't know if you journal every day or not, but I'm noticing that journaling is a very helpful tool for you in clarifying your thought process. Yeah, Mabel Lee, thank you. Thank you, Shakti, for this beautiful practice. The visualization exercise is very powerful. Thank you, sister. I appreciate it. It is very powerful. I didn't plan for it, but this morning, this is what came forward. So I had to just honor the Spirit's guidance and offer you that. I'm glad that you resonated with it. Yeah. All right, Jacqueline, I'm going to let you sit with this and let me know how this resonates. And moving to Melanie, yay, 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 yay. So honored to connect with you in this way. So let's take a big breath in together. Inhale. All right. What I am sensing is there's a lot of growth happening on the right side of the brain, um, and somewhat on the left side too, but more kind of on the right side of your head space. And it just feels like being pulled into several different directions is what I'm getting. And this is how the growth shows up. Most times the growth shows up as um, an unpleasant experience, and that's okay. And I am seeing kind of different kind of voices pulling you in different direction, and they come in as saying, "This is the right way. Do this way, and or do that way." There's a very directive sort of energy, like this is the only way to do things, and what's where the growth is, let me see, just let me tune in. Okay, so where the growth wants to happen for you, Melanie, is more in the heart space. And you already have a lot of your strength in the heart. And just knowing you a little bit, I know it shows up in how you serve your family. It shows up how you serve your kids. It shows up how you kind of pull that kind of family together, the home, how much you give to your communities. There's a lot of that light held in the heart. And one way to let go or disconnect yourself from the voices and being pulled into so many different directions is to starting to kind of tap into your heart more. And especially when you make decisions, and you probably are already doing it, but I just want to keep validating this so that it becomes more of that habit, right? We're all learning and growing at all times at humans, where no one is perfect. We're all just deepening these different aspects of our being and to step into more of that wisdom that we already have. It's a remembrance of that wisdom. And for you, it is especially when you make decisions, when you start to kind of get overwhelmed with doing and being stretched so thin in so many different directions, starting to kind of coming back to the heart space. What brings me joy? Why am I doing it? What brings me joy? And to really own that voice of yours, voice of your heart, because your heart is so wise. And we all have different ways of accessing our intuition, and it feels like your way of accessing the intuition is to starting to tap into that joy more behind every decision. And I think that's gonna help a lot in disconnecting from this like very mental overwhelm that takes place, where like feels like different voices kind of pulling you in different directions, and to put your foot, you know stomp on that like floor, put your foot down. This is what I'm doing because I am being drawn to that joy. So that is what I'm getting for you, Melanie. Let me know how that resonates, and if there's any follow-up question, you're welcome to just put in the chat window. Would love to see how this is feeling for you in this moment. And Jacqueline, I am reading your comment. Thank you. That resonates. I am in the works of reconnecting with my dad after 5 years of not speaking. Wow. I'll contemplate what feels right for me next. And definitely feeling the call to journal more and verbalize, touch emotions. Appreciate that reflection. Beautiful. Wow. Powerful. And here's my invitation to you, Jacqueline. This is not about having a conversation with dad right now. What I'm getting is allowing that kind of the external communication happen in divine time, because there's a lot that goes into connecting with people externally, and where you can what you can do now is to start to write letters. And you may never send those letters to him, ever, right? You may never even, you know, share those letters with anyone. You may just write something and you may just burn it up. But you like starting energetically, right? Starting to communicate is a really big step already. And when you guys meet in that external 3D way, you know, you're going to feel this more certainty and clarity and permission to speak your mind because it has already happened in the letters form. So that is what I would like to offer you there. I remember there was a conflict I had with I think my father-in-law many years ago. And I started writing letters to him, and the first letter was like just me, like, swearing a lot. And I'm like, okay, burn it up. The second letter, oh, still like, burn it up. Third letter, okay, I feel like more of a, there could be more of a decent share that can happen. But it was so important for me to write the first two letters, right? Get all that out of my heart and mind to be able to write that third letter before I could actually speak to him in person. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that there's no right way to do it, there's no wrong way to do it, and you journaling and expressing is such a big leap forward already in that relationship. And not just that relationship, but all the stuff, beautiful stuff that you want to do in your business. Yeah. I hope that helps. Melanie says, yep, you tapped into my migraine today. Wow. Okay, my head was hurting on the right side. And I am also keenly aware of the struggle between my head and heart. Yes, sister. My heart has not always made the right decisions in the past. So my head sometimes has trouble trusting my heart. Whew, that's a big one. And I think this is a dilemma most humans face, you know, in every day, every moment, basically, what to trust, right? That discernment. And if this is showing up, sister, the struggle is showing up for you, maybe some things have happened in the past that when you trusted your heart, and maybe it wasn't processed at the mental level. You know where I'm going with this? Can you feel it? That some things has happened, and maybe the acceptance of what has happened haven't really come forward. The mind hasn't really understood why certain things happen and why those events still served your highest growth at that point in time. And if that is alive within you, that would be the next step I would recommend for you, is to sit in that meditative space, or, feel supported, have the space be held by someone if this is hard for you to do on your own. But to really go back to these old events to understand what happened that still has created a scar, still has created that level of pain, and what could be a different perspective to look at it that holds more acceptance. I think that will be the way to bridge this gap between the heart and the mind. Yeah, let me know how that resonates, and any support you need, I'm here for you. Yeah. Jacqueline says, for sure, that feels right. I love that. He told me he needed time to get his own support to be able to be in connection with me, but I have been having layers come up since our initial conversation that I need and want to work through. Yep, completely understand that. And, bowing to that divine timing when the father and daughter agree to connect, it's going to be fireworks. It's going to be so powerful for him and for you. And this is a soul partnership. It's such a big part of your soul agreements to be on earth, and just holding space for your conversation there. I know it's a big one for you. Thank you, sister, for trusting me to look into that today. Yeah. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else wants to receive an intuitive hello in a way you are growing right now? Hi, Axel. How are you? Let me know if anyone else wants to step forward. Melanie says, my heart was saying to stay in an abusive relationship. The consequence of that was being hit in the head very hard on the right side, and still my heart decided to stay. Yeah. 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 There are more layers to that. Yeah, there are more layers to that, sister. And happy to look into that, you know, offline as well. Yeah. Jacqueline says, thank you so much, love. Appreciate your guidance, support, and suggestion. Grateful for you. I am grateful for you too. So happy you're part of my tribe. And I'm part of your connections here. Christina says, I would love to receive. Yay! Let's do it. Okay, let's take a big breath in, Christina. Okay. So the first thing I'm getting, sister, is um, is I'm seeing your field really big, and I'm seeing your field wide open right now. And I see that channel is quite activated, and I am seeing that you're working on holding boundaries. She says, LOL, yes. I am seeing a lot of growth happening around the boundaries. And the discernment that wants to come forward is where, you know, I'm just going to bow to this beautiful, enlightened perspective as well, that I am in you, you are in me, right? I'm in you, you're in me. I feel you, you feel me, right, honey? At the same time, it makes it very tough for the body to feel like she has space to be herself. And this enlightened, this enlightened perspective, I am in you and you're in me, you know, is so valid at such a high spirit to spirit level, right? At the same time, the body and the mind want to feel a level of protection where you don't have to process a lot of other people's stuff. And like I'm seeing you sitting, and I'm seeing kind of a lot of kind of energy around the right side cheek and like right side of the face, um, getting kind of activated and taking on processing for other people. And looks like a lot of the growth that wants to happen is that wants to happen in your more of your kind of upper belly, your solar plexus, that discernment of what is mine to process and feel and experience, and what is other people's to process and feel and experience. And we are, you know, as women, we are such healers, right? And if in this lifetime we're stepping into our calling as a healer, holy moly, we're so good at trying to help everyone, right? And another kind of way of helping everyone could be is by witnessing others, giving them the gift of witnessing, where they get to process things for themselves and you get to sit and witness and validate and hold space for without having to process things for them. And yeah, that is really what's stepping forward, is to exercise the discernment of the field, how big is my field, and is it merging with other people's field, or is it just unique to you? And the body's gonna feel so much more um, well, so much like there's this playfulness in you. There's so much playfulness in you. There's so much this bubbliness in you. There's so much of this, like, I don't know, this like movement, but it's like playful. There's so much play in you that the body wants to enjoy. And that is really where I'm seeing you growing right in this moment. Let me know how that resonates. And I also invite if anybody else wants to receive an intuitive hello on your growth this full moon, please put in the comments. And Christina says, yes, navigating my energetic borders. There we go. There we go. Definitely playful is my jam. Yay. Can't wait to play with you. I can't wait to play with you. All right. Yeah, what if we don't have to be adults? We can all be little kids. And we can just hold each other's hands and play and just like dance and sing and just sleep and wake up, eat good food, work out a little, move little, play more. Yeah. All right, I don't see anyone else coming forward. So with that, just want to say thank you. Christina says thank you. I thank you too. Melanie says so much stuff on the right side connecting to the masculine that connects to the technology stuff too. Yeah. The right is the feminine, the right hemisphere is the feminine hemisphere, but it's connected to the left side of the body. So that's kind of the cross connection. Yeah, so it's all the relationship with masculine that we are healing right now. And, you know, as women, and Melanie, I'm just acknowledging kind of the relationship you shared about, I feel scared of man. I do. And this is a pretty big healing because we have felt so unsafe around the masculine, the technology and men, and it has kind of stripped away our ability to be authentically, fully owning in certainty of our feminine gifts, right? Fully owning of our heart, fully owning of our joy. And where I'm seeing us going, the growth is in reclaiming that power back, and establish this equality. I am equal. I'm equal to men. I'm equal to everyone in the world. And I am safe in following the lead of my heart. So, so that is, yeah, that, thank you for bringing up that point. Really beautiful. And with that, again, blessings to you for full moon. We are doing our live circle at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 6 to 7:30, 90 minutes of going way deeper into meditation. I'm being called to do a voice activation today for full moon. And, you know, we've been touching on a lot of beautiful themes on this live. And tonight we're gonna go deeper into really owning our voice, because how do we step into oneness and unity? Through the power of our voice, through the power of the connection from our heart. So really the heart and the throat come together. And if that calls you, you're welcome to join us tonight, as well as going forward. Would love to have you, would love to see our circles grow so that it becomes bigger and richer and we all get to connect heart to heart. All right, sisters, I love you all. Again, once again, wishing you a very blessed full moon. Please take good care of yourself, and I'll be back here in this group on the new moon as well. Bye.